Hey everybody, welcome back to Tommy's Tesla Tech and Travel. We're actually sort of doing a travel portion today. We both somehow got the same day off, and we decided to head up to Phoenix to try a new restaurant, but not just any restaurant, a comic book themed restaurant. It's called COMICX. We've actually been wanting to go here for quite a while. And the cool thing about it, it's completely superhero themed, and it's only about 100 miles away from our house, from Tucson all the way up to, I said Tucson, technically Marana, but from southern Arizona all the way up to Phoenix, Arizona. And this is kind of like our first sort of road trip in the Model Y.
Yeah.
So we started off our day by trying to test out our new CCS charging adapter. So far to no success, but more on that later and another video. But for now, we're heading up to eat at a restaurant that's comic book themed. What do you think about it? I know you're the one that first brought it up to my attention a while back.
Yeah, I just thought it was up your alley because you like comic books.
Oh, I'm the only one that likes comic books. Well, you don't like comic books, you like comic characters. And this is mostly for our children. Yeah. I would like to go to a comic book shop afterwards and spend their inheritance. No, I'm really anxious to try it out. The menu actually looks pretty good. It's your normal, it's the food that comic book fans eat, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. And hey, what else we got to do today except go and enjoy some time together? Although Charlie's already asleep and Henry didn't want to go. He wanted to stay at home and protect the house, which is kind of my fault. I told him a while back when I had to go to work one day, I was like, buddy, you can just stay home and be the man of the house. He took that as, I run this house. And he has let it go since. All right, guys, well, next stop, COMICX restaurant up in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm excited. If nothing else, it's a new experience.
Yeah.
Let's go. All right, despite traffic's best efforts, we finally made it. Remember when I said we forgot to make an appointment? Change of plans. If you've ever wondered what a combination of Roadhouse looks like with urban cowboy thrown in with some McDonald's, this place is it. It had a sprawling menu of what it says smoked in-house barbecue, which we'll get back to that later. Looking at the menu, there wasn't a lot of stuff that jumped out to me right away. Of course, I want to try their brisket because I think if you mess that up, you mess up everything else. But they had cornbread hush puppies that really caught our eye, and I gotta say, these were actually pretty good. I enjoyed them. However, how can you really mess up cornbread, especially fried cornbread? This is America after all. Dana wasn't too impressed with the menu right away either, but our kids were all over the place, and Henry discovered he loves salt, which is a new thing we have to tackle later. He ordered a pretzel, which essentially was just salt with a pretzel attached to it. He truly enjoyed that, and Charlie enjoyed it too. Dana ordered a burger, just a regular one, that's a cowboy burger, and I ordered the 2-meat combo with ribs and brisket. It came with cowboy beans and their house-made potato chips. The barbecue sauce I had there was a bourbon-infused barbecue sauce. Let's try these beans, which I am never a fan of, but I have to say, these actually weren't too terrible. I just don't like beans in general, it's the texture. The chips kind of stole the show. They were tied for my favorite thing, let's say that. So the chips I did go through all of, that was a good deal, but let's dive into that brisket. And I have to say, I've never been really more disappointed in brisket in my life. This brisket was not only really tough, it was chewy, it was really cold. Like, there's smoked barbecue, you don't expect to be piping hot, but this looked like it just came out of the fridge. The ribs, I have to say, were actually pretty decent, even as not the best ribs I've ever had, but they're up there with, I would say they're a solid 7 as far as ribs go. They were pretty decent. But if you take into account everything, not so much. Henry was really enjoying that pretzel. I was really happy. I haven't seen him eat like that in a minute. Now let's dive into Dana's burger. I have to say, first bite, it kind of tasted just like a Burger King burger. It was an average burger at best. Decent flavor, charbroiled, but that bacon, hey, it's bacon. After a little bit of dancing from the kids on the dance floor where no one else was even going close, it was time to go home. So our original plans didn't go the way we wanted to. We came up here to try COMICX, which is a comic book themed restaurant in northern Phoenix. And we got here and it turned out there was like a 2 to 3 hour wait. Was not expecting that. And we were hungry, so we decided not to wait. So we went next door to a place called Foley's Ranch, Arizona. I'm going to say I give it a solid 5. My brisket was very cold and tough. The ribs actually didn't taste too terrible, but they were nothing to call home about. The beans, which I don't like beans, were actually okay. The chips were actually really good. I like those. The cornbread hush puppies were okay. And Henry's pretzel was just a big pile of salt with a pretzel in the middle.
But he liked it.
He loved it, which we found out today he really likes salt. We kept catching him eating the salt. You got the burger, which you said was a little too pink in the middle for you.
I like the barbecue sauce that was on it. It had a nice flavor.
You know what kind it was?
I think it was the same kind that you asked for.
Okay, I got the honey barbecue bourbon one.
Yeah.
Which, it was a little sweet for me, but it's still really good. I usually like barbecue, based barbecue sauce, or bourbon-based barbecue sauces. I will have to say, I wasn't too terribly impressed. Our waitress really didn't seem to want us there. We were like one of 5 tables in the back area. Other than that, I mean, are we going to come here again? Honestly, probably not. But it wasn't a terrible experience. It was just like, okay, we tried that. Mm-hmm. It was not great. It was, out of 10, it was a 5. Like, it was literally as average as barbecue could be. Oh well, we'll have to try COMICX again. Next time we'll make reservations. Because it is literally 105 miles away. So we drove a long way to not get what we came for. But you know what? The day's not lost. Who wants cookies?
Me.
You. What about you, Henry?
Dutch Brothers.
You want Dutch Brothers? He's very adamant on what constitutes a treat at this point.
Yeah.
I will blame Grandma for that.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for taking another ride with us. We're going to take a long ride back home. But we might make a comic book stop. We'll see. No guarantees.
No, why are we going to Comic-Con?
Not Comic-Con. Comic book shop. Comic-Con's later this month.
Wait, what is it?
Bye-bye, everybody.